Welcome to another day of outstanding reporting on the CSGO case market. Nobody else is doing what we're doing out here every single day. And welcome back for another day of the market review. We're going to be looking at what it did today versus where we were sitting at again yesterday. And let's just start here early on, taking a look at the clutch Prisma cases. We're not going to look at these non-rare cases right now. They're always going to be in flux, and it is what it is. They're not going to be going up for a little while. So, as well as these CS20s. Now, the CS20s really haven't moved much in the last few days, honestly, kind of really stagnant since we've started covering these. Um, Same thing with these clutches, though, not exactly. I'd say we're up about 4 cents now that I think about it, since we began coverage this week. So, some really good, well, maybe not, I guess. I take that back. I take my word back on that one, but these are all the lower end of case investments right now. Going to take a little while to still get up. Same thing with both these Prismas, though they're holding price very well, especially the Prisma 2. So if you come here, Danger Zone has held its price the last few days. Nothing really gone wrong on that. Falchion has gone up 3 cents today. The Shadow cases, I'm not sure where they were sitting at yesterday, but they cannot be too much higher. I'm going to tell you that right now. The Horizon cases actually have had a 4 cent additional jump. Like I said, I've said this in every single episode. That was the case that I endorsed very first episode, and it's going to be the one that I continue to endorse today. I think it has been moving up the fastest out of any case, and it's an older case, and there's a really limited supply. I think it's got some good skins. It's got really good knives in there. So not great skins, but you can get really good knives out of the Horizon case. So it's a good investment. If you want to talk about things like the Dreams and Nightmares case, like things like this, I have a feeling that this case is up really high right now just because of the fact that believe this was an operation case, and we all see how operation cases typically play out. I mean, I showed you that in the last episode if you went ahead and watched that one. If not, give you a quick rundown. They only go up. Okay. Minus these wildfires, which is weird because you can get, I guess, the Bowie knife, which a lot of people don't like, maybe. I don't know, but it's still going to always go up. Like, none of these investments are bad investments. Say this every single day on the market recap. But let's go back into pure recapping. The gammas really held their price the last few days, haven't gone anywhere. Still think those are a good investment as well. You see these broken fangs. These are a newer operation. They're up to $5. So people would be wise to invest in that case of that newer operation, that Dreams and Nightmares. The breakout case has continued to rise back up. It fell down a little bit for a couple days, down into about 70, yeah, 780, 790. Um, but they're back up to 812. I'm not exactly saying this is a good investment, but I love to look at where that case is at just because I remember the good old days when it was 3 cents, and it's incredible to see it now. So, yeah, I mention this every time, but you got to get in now if you want to get on the ground floor. It's not going to be as good of investment of an investment when they're about $8, I'd say, or more than that. And maybe they still could be at that point because again, this is a very stable market. And there's a limited supply of these, and there's always going to be demand because this game has stayed relentlessly popular for well over a decade now. So, um, and its player base is still bigger than almost any game on Steam. It's like 1 million people concurrently playing almost at any point, at least down to 700,000 at most points. So it's a very popular game, and you're not really risking losing your spot on the market because it's $1 billion market. They're not going to be closing it down anytime soon. So it's always a good thing to get in here when they're about $1, $2 cases, before they get up into being nine, tens. And if you look at some of these, you'll see the older ones that are getting up into $10, $12, into the $50 for Bravo cases, 100 some dollars for the older weapon cases. So it's only ever possible for it to go up because, like I said, they're rare cases. They do not drop. So that's very important for you guys to understand here. But I want to thank you guys all for coming out to the market recap. We didn't have an incredible amount of movement today. Again, really just harping on that Verizon case, how it's continued to move. The revolver case, I believe, has stayed stagnant. I'm not exactly sure. No, a lot of growth in the last week, especially. Starting off at about 256 and we're up to 270 this week. So revolver case is really on an upward trend, and we're going to continue to watch that one in future episodes to make sure it's not really taking off anywhere crazy. Let's look at something like the Chroma here. What do we got? Oh, wow. Yeah, this within the past week started at 311, sitting at about 333, a big 20-cent jump. And you got to think about like, yeah, it doesn't seem like as much when they're $3, but when people bought these much at like a much lower price, if you bought a bunch of these at 3 cents back in the day, that's like every 20-cent jump is like what? 6x or more your profit, almost seven, whatever you put into it. Every time. That's just how volatile this is when you get up into the higher prices. And that's why I emphasize buying the ones that are sitting now at about a dollar, especially the older rare ones. You can get a lot more bang for your buck, and I think they'll still go up long term. These are not extremely short-term investments, I'm gonna tell you that. Do not get into this game hoping for a 6-month flip investment. Do not do that. Get into this for 2-year minimum, maybe 6, 8-year maximum. Holding these, and maybe you go grind for a while. You just keep some money hiding away in here, and maybe it'll come back and be much worth much more than what you put into it originally. You know what I'm saying? And there, again, the Horizon cases go jump at another cent. Likely not to hold that. They do fluctuate. Come the morning time, if you go ahead and watch the 24-hour live stream that we've got going on 24/7, 7 days a week, we got some good tunes tuning on there, bump it on there, so you can hop on whenever you want and go ahead and listen. But um, if you go ahead and watch that, you can see the movement of the Horizon case, and it will typically drop down in the morning time through midday and then start to ramp up more towards the evening to where it is now. We're sitting at about 10:40 p.m. right now on the 30th, but we are making this recap for the 31st. We start every day fresh, so you know when you're going into that day what the market is looking like. But yeah, I mean, other than that, there's not too much else we can really say here, guys. Um, Tremendous time to get in. It's not going to get better than this. We're looking really good on every case. Whatever you want to buy into, just do it wisely, do it on your own accord, and do your own research. I always emphasize that. But thank you all for coming out. Thank you guys for watching. Tune in for tomorrow's recap of what the market's going to be looking like. It's going to be another tremendous day. Um, and yeah, thank you all for coming out. And I'll catch up with you all again tomorrow. This has been another market recap. Thank you guys.